we are, late in the day. Very real survival situation many people find themselves in. Could be off for a day, an afternoon even, just for a simple snowshoe, and all of a sudden one wrong move and you're lost. Sun's going down fast, so we definitely need to find shelter fast and need to accept that we're lost. So I'm going along with two others back there behind me. So we're gonna see if we can last the weekend. All right, well, so the sun's going down really fast. It's already starting to get dark. We need to just pick a spot really fast. So what we got here is already somewhat of a natural shelter. We got trees, almost like a horseshoe, which we can have a nice fire in the middle. You don't want to be at the very top of a hill. We've about 3/4 of the way up is going to be the warmest. Down by an open, flat area, like we got a lake, that's going to have wind coming in and getting you really cold. So right where we've got, we just need to get going right away. Tonight is going to be somewhat of a short-term shelter just to get through the night, but we need to get working fast in order to, you know, get through the night. I wasn't able to get a lot of footage. Had to just get the shelter up really quickly. So here I got a lean-to, but my bed, I'll show you tomorrow morning, but the biggest thing was to get the bed off the ground. So I've got a bed platform and then a whole bunch of boughs on top. And then here I've just got plastic tarp, and then in the inside I have a space blanket on the back side that will, once we have our fire going, it's hardly going, but the fire is outside, and then the heat will come in through the plastic, radiate down, and then just get nice and warm if we can get a nice fire going. So let me just check out our crappy little fire. Oh yeah, oh look at it's going, but you know what, keep it going and just make it through the night. Crappy night so far. Been really cold, so just don't want to get to the point where I'm shivering, so I just come out here, restoke the fire, and now it's got some nice tea, something warm to help me warm up from the inside. Morning. Definitely glad it's morning. Last night was probably one of my worst nights camping ever, but then again, I wasn't survival camping. I just made sure to keep getting up once I felt a chill coming. Got up, do some jumping jacks, dig some snow away, and I got some tea, made some nice pine needle tea the one time to get my internal body temperature up. So you definitely gotta avoid hypothermia. Without a fire it would have been tough, but then you just gotta go jumping jacks, stuff like that. But that was definitely a tough night. Today I'm excited because the sun's finally up. Well, not, yeah, it's up right now, so it's just gonna be a day of survival, not having to just keep warm. Alright, so just want to show you guys what's going on here at the camp. This shelter was definitely short-term shelter. I was lucky enough when I came out, I brought a plastic tarp. Plastic in the back, in the front, sorry, and then lift that up. We've got an elevated bed from the ground, and then a solar blanket in the back, but it's elevated off the ground. That was definitely a big part of me lasting the night, but a big thing is the roof. This is too steep, so first of all, there's a lot of space up top. This top beam can be lowered. That's what I'll do today. And then this shelter is very dependent on the fire, and as you can see, we never really had that big of a fire going, so it was definitely chilly, but I'd say it's better than their shelter. Alright, well, I guess I can go over what I brought with me. Few basic supplies. I got the solar blanket on my shelter, as with the plastic tarp. One of the most important things I brought was a base layer change. So I got 2 pairs of thermals, one to wear during the day, one to wear while I sleep, and then a top thermal base layer. And then I also have a sleeping toque. I brought a canteen full of water. I have a headlamp, my buck knife, my belt knife, which I always carry with me. Also, another really important thing, change of socks for sleeping in. What I'm doing now is I'm just drying out my little socks by the fire so I can work comfortably. And then small tin can. Got a big pot to melt snow for drinking. Brought a small hatchet, some string, and a small first aid kit. And then, other than that, the only food I have is a military ration pack. For one person, it's a very, very filling meal. But last night, right before I went to bed, sorry about I couldn't take very many videos at all. I was just really focusing on staying warm, and it's just I had no time. But so this morning, kind of go over last night. I had, right before I went to bed is the best time to eat, because then, especially when it's cold out, you eat and then you digesting the food warms you up. Also, then you need food a lot more in cold weather situations in order to keep your metabolism up and keep you warm, rather than in a warm weather situation like in the desert where your priority is water. Here you definitely do need water to keep you hydrated and everything running well, but if you can have warm water, warm your water, then you're warming your body and keeping hydrated, which is like perfect. Definitely been a long morning, just collecting firewood. This stuff's all just dead dry stuff we tried to burn. We didn't know which stuff was dead last night because it was just too dark. So we tried to burn the green stuff, but that was just horrible. So here's the camp. Redid my shelter. Brought the top piece down a little bit. So now it's smaller, less space to heat. No, it's nice. Everything's staying dry under there. A lot of snow though. My friends might be leaving tonight, leaving me on my own, but you know what? I'm gonna stay and finish the survival for you guys. So you know, I just gotta keep going, and I'll be lighting the fire later. I'm not gonna go now because you know it's gonna keep snowing on me, so might as well wait till later in the night when I've got all my food to cook. And then I'm gonna be going to bed soon, so I'll get a nice fire going. That'll help me throughout the night, and then it will help me dry out and warm up right before I go to bed, because if I have it going slowly throughout the day, it'll just melt the snow on me and get me more wet rather than just everything being frozen all at once. So that's pretty much it. Set a few snares. Yeah, there's signs Woke up early this morning, there's fresh signs of snowshoe hair, but I set them this morning. I set about 3 of them, but you know what? Might not work, might work, you never know. But that's about survival. It's, you don't know, you never know. So yeah, just stick with it. Talk to you guys later. Alright, well, tonight, obviously they're a much bigger fire to start with. Shelter there is hopefully going to get a lot warmer, but it's just been snowing all day. But we're going to we got some water going for our meals. Right there, I got my meal. Just need some hot water, have some hot tea and everything. Just warm your inside before you go to bed, and hopefully it's going to be a much better night. Well, I think it's 1 o'clock. It's warm to start with, but I didn't change my base layer, so just got out and changed it, dried up all my stuff. After it finally stopped snowing, now I can actually dry out some of my stuff. It was snowing just unbelievably earlier. You could not dry anything off. It was just, you'd warm it up and it'd just get wet. So now I'm getting all warm. Just changed my thermals, changed my socks, dried them all off. I'm just making some tea. I'm gonna go back to bed for the night. Alright, well, spent the last night. I was better than the night before. I got more sleep, probably because of the fire. Could warm myself up, but that's it pretty much. Sadly, I checked the snares, nothing there, but the good news is I get to go home today, so I'm gonna start packing up. Well, survival isn't necessarily about the skills you know, which ones you've perfected. A lot of it is just your mental attitude towards your survival subject. So, as long as you got the right mind and the overpowering will to live, you can do anything, even if it looks hopeless. So, and looks like it's over for me. Look what I see. Cabin roof. Hoo hoo, I cannot wait to dry out my stuff. Okay, good. I'm not making enough consistency. Snowshoes on.